Hi, my name is JC Ring, and my technical career is marketing management. I personally would like to do advertising, but I'm going to talk about a little all of it today. So, marketing is a crucial necessity for every successful business or company because you can't have a business without marketing. I don't care what kind of business it is, you have to have marketing involved. Marketing, well, let me back up. Businesses and companies' main goal is to provide a product or service trying to meet consumers' needs and wants, whether it's making money or nonprofit. They just want to meet the consumer's needs and wants with their product or service. So, you can't do any of that without marketing. Marketing involves everything from the product and service itself, like what is it you're selling, the research behind it all, how you decided that you wanted to open up this business or company. It involves like the advertising. How do we get consumers to use our product? And it just involves a whole bunch of everything. The four main factors in marketing is called the marketing mix, and they call it the 4 P's, and it's price, product, placement, and promotion. So price involves all about like how much does the item cost, how much does it cost to make it, how much does it cost to ship it out, how much does it cost to pay to keep the everything going, the business running. So like for an example would be like fireworks. It probably costs $1 to make them, but they sell them for $20, so they make $19 profit. But it takes $2 for shipping, so they make $17. So that's all about price. Is how much does it cost to make the product and sell it and get it out there. And the product is, what kind of product are we selling? Is it good quality? Do you want to sell like a product that keeps consumers like totally satisfied where they don't have to come back, or it keeps them temporarily satisfied and something happens, or it's not, it can't be used anymore, so they come back for more? Like, what are you wanting to sell? So what is the main product? Also, product can do like, if you have let's just say you have a boutique and you sell clothes and your friend sells candles, y'all can combine it and sell other products that kind of go, I guess, hand in hand with what you're selling or would be appropriate to sell with it. So like if you sold shoes, it might be weird if you sell makeup also in there because those kind of don't go hand in hand. So, and the next one I'm going to talk about is placement. Placement is all about where do you want to put your product. Kind of like what I just said earlier, like you don't want to put makeup on shoes because that's bad placement. So it involves everything from location, certain stores, certain spots on the shelf, certain places in the store. Do you want it to be the first thing people see when they walk in? Would it be appropriate there in that certain store? And locations, like you can't sell winter jackets that well in Mississippi because it doesn't get that cold. It occasionally does, but you'd have better luck in somewhere like Seattle. So it's all about placement. Placement has also to do with like what spot on the shelf you want it. Like, do you want it at the top where adults can see it more, or do you want the bottom where children see it more? Like if I sold cereal, children's cereal, I'd probably want it where their eye level is so they can grab it and be like, Mom, I want this because it's got a bunny on it. But if it was something more like adulty, you'd want the top where it catches adults' eyes. So that's placement. The next one I'll talk about is promotion. It's all about how do you get it out to your consumers with advertising, or like you can provide stuff like coupons or deals and specials to get people in. It's just how do you promote your product? If I sold makeup, do I want to put it in men magazines? Probably not, because it's not more geared towards men. Makeup is mainly it's sold to more women and like younger generation. So it's all about promotion. How do you want to sell? How do you want to get it out there? How do you want to advertise it? So all of these go hand in hand, really, but you can break them down into each factor. So that's a crucial thing that marketing managers need to remember is the 4 P's. So marketing management needs to be in every single company or business. There's many different types of marketing managers. It depends on how large the company is. If you have a really huge, large business or company, there's probably multiple different marketing managements depending on like each section. There could be a whole team just for advertising or a whole team just for research, depending on how large. Probably like Apple and Nike, they all have their own huge different marketing departments. But for smaller businesses like local banks or like boutiques or just smaller businesses, they just have one main marketing manager. So marketing management can be whatever, really. There's multiple types. There's advertising, development, research, evaluating. There's many more, but these are just some main ones I'm going to focus on. So marketing management and advertising, they have everything to do with the advertisement. How are we going to get the target consumers reached about our product? What can we do and how do we reach them? So they're going to do some research about it and then think of all the different ways to push the advertisement in the most cost-efficient way and that best reaches each target consumer. And then there's developing. They're the ones that develop the product and talk about like the trial and errors on how can we make our product better and develop it in a more efficient, costly way that benefits the company and it's not ruining the consumer's experience with the product. It's good for the consumers and the producers. And then there's the research. So there's people that do all the research for the product. They do research on competitors and how they're doing and like just all the research that comes into factor on how to make your product better. And then there's evaluating. That's the more like how do we get consumers and users feedback? Like let them tell us on, like they gather surveys and do evaluations on how to get the best feedback for their company. So like I said earlier, most companies, marketing management would do all of this. They would only have like maybe a small department or one manager. But then you get big companies, they have different marketing managers that do like different categories like these. So marketing management is really crucial for every business and company. Another main thing that I've mentioned a little bit earlier was the competitors market. That's a huge thing that you need to look at while being marketing management is how are your competitors doing and what are their skills and tactics that are drawing people into them that we can use and twist it and make it better, or can we do the opposite of it and it might be even better. And it also helps to like just know what you're doing and if you need to start changing, because if their company is starting to boost highly and you're just going down, and you need to like be ahead of the game to know like, okay, we need to do something different. So it's really important to know kind of what your competitors market looks like and what's going on. So marketing management is just overall important for every single business and company. It's important as a manager to remember these 4 P's because they are involved in all of these. A little bit of each, like the price of an advertisement. Where are you going to put your advertisement? What kind of advertising do you want to use and how can we get it out? Stuff like that. So my field of interest is the marketing management where it's more involved with advertising, because advertising is more of the behind the scenes and not like you don't have to like go out and sell or do a lot of like the research work. That's kind of like can be tedious or like more outgoing. So the advertising is more behind the scenes where we get to, I think it's the fun part where you get to actually like get like together and brainstorm about, okay, what do we need to do to get people interested in this product or service? Like, who are we reaching? Who are we trying to get this out to? And how can we do it? What are they interested in? Like, and it's all about designing it. So like we get to like put together ads like on the computer or like drawing them. You get to like put it all out onto words. It's all about how can we get the product out to the targeted consumers. That is more my field of interest because I just think it's fun. It's more, I think it's more of the creative side of marketing, and most of the other areas are like either like selling or like research and development, where it's not as much like creative and critical thinking. It's just more like point blank. But overall, marketing management is important for every business and company because it has to do with the whole business. You can't do marketing, you can't have a business successfully without including any kind of marketing. So it's important to remember for a marketing manager to remember the 4 P's: the price, product, placement, and promotion. And it is important to always kind of keep in the back of their mind about the competitor's market and your market. Like, you need to kind of be one step ahead about like, well, what if? Like, for instance, the pandemic, a lot of companies and businesses didn't think about anything like this. I mean, who would? But like companies that were like more old fashioned, they had to completely, mainly the marketing managers had to completely rethink about, shoot, how can we redo our product? How are we going to get it out to them when everybody's on lockdown and quarantine? How can we reach it out to them if we're selling, I don't know, stuff that's like not good that's sold online? It just made the businesses and marketing managers to rethink their market and their competitors' market. It had to refocus on the whole thing. So overall, marketing management is very crucial for every business and company, no matter how big or small they may be. Therefore, they need to consider all these factors when trying to keep their business successful or growing. And again, my name is JC Ring, and thank you for listening to my presentation about marketing management.